There is a specific kind of stuck that you know all too well. You work hard every single day. You read the books and you set the goals, putting in the hours while the rest of the world sleeps blindly. And yet the breakthrough you were promised never seems to arrive. It feels as though you are driving with the emergency brake pulled tight. You look at your bank account and feel a deep sense of betrayal. Important note before we continue, this is timeless wisdom, and you should read the description below this video to aid you in achieving the optimum results. You did everything they told you to do. You sacrificed your time and your energy for a reward that keeps moving further away. And every morning when you wake up, the heaviness is already sitting on your chest before you even open your eyes. I am here to tell you a truth that will change everything. This is not a lack of effort on your part. You do not have a motivation problem. You are not lazy, and you are not broken. The system simply lied to you, because society taught you to trade your precious life force for mere pennies, but hard work alone has never created true wealth. You have a programming problem. Deep within the architecture of your subconscious mind, there is an outdated script. It is running on an endless loop. This invisible code is quietly sabotaging every conscious step you take toward wealth and peace. Until you rewrite that script, every empire you try to build will collapse under the weight of your unseen fears. Your conscious mind wants financial freedom. It desires abundance and control over your destiny. But your subconscious mind controls 95% of your reality, and right now it is programmed for absolute scarcity. It was coded by your past failures and by the fears of your parents. It operates like a silent contractor building a house you never asked for. The average man accepts this fate blindly. The drifter believes that wealth is a matter of luck or relentless suffering. He believes the universe is punishing him. But you are not a drifter. You feel that burn in your chest because you were designed for something infinitely greater. The Creator understands that reality is molded from the inside out. You can change your finances in exactly 3 months. I know this sounds impossible to a mind trapped in survival mode, but time is an illusion when your frequency shifts. When you finally rip out the root of your poverty mindset, the physical world has to reorganize itself to match your new state. It is not magic. It is LAW. Think about the last time money slipped right through your fingers. You almost had the deal. You almost got the promotion or the big break, and then something completely unexpected destroyed it. You called it bad luck, but it was your own internal programming protecting you from the wealth it subconsciously fears. Your mind perceives abundance as a threat to its familiar comfort zone. It creates an invisible shield around you. Opportunities bounce off you without you ever noticing them. You walk past wealth every single day. The money is there. The connections and the ideas are floating all around you, but your receiver is tuned to the frequency of lack. You cannot hear the music of success when your radio is playing the static of poverty. I see the exhaustion in your eyes. I know the quiet desperation of working yourself to the bone just to survive another month. It is a cruel cycle that strips a man of his dignity. But today, you are going to take your power back. You are going to step into the role of the sovereign commander of your mind. You will stop begging the world for scraps. You must commit to this process. You cannot try to change your life. Trying implies the possibility of failure. You must decide that the old version of you dies today. The victim who complains about the economy is dead. The man who blames his boss or his background is gone forever. From this moment forward, you take absolute ownership of your mental real estate. Let us examine this silent contractor closely. Your subconscious does not sleep. It does not argue, and it does not judge. It simply accepts whatever orders you give it through your dominant emotions. When you stress about bills before falling asleep, you are literally handing it the blueprints for more debt. You are commanding it to bring you more poverty tomorrow. Worry is negative goal setting. It is the act of visualizing exactly what you do not want to happen, and the universe responds to that intense focus with total obedience. You have been praying for failure without even realizing it. Every time you panic about money, you reinforce the prison walls around your financial future. We must break this habit immediately. In the next 90 days, We will install a new operating system. We will rewrite the code from scarcity to undeniable abundance. You will learn how to bypass the critical faculty of your brain. You will plant seeds of immense wealth directly into the fertile soil of your deep mind. And once those seeds take root, nothing can stop the incredible harvest that is coming. But to do this, you must first understand the laws of the universe. You cannot fix an engine if you do not know how it works. You cannot master your reality if you remain ignorant of the forces shaping it. The drifter wanders blindly through the dark, waiting for someone else to save him. The architect studies the blueprint before he lays the first brick. You are the architect of your destiny. This is not a philosophy for the weak or the uncommitted. If you are looking for a quick fix or an effortless miracle, you are in the wrong place. This requires the kind of mental discipline that breaks average men. But if you are ready to command your fate, you will find the exact tools you need. You will stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being the creator of your life. The next few minutes will determine the trajectory of your entire life. Do not just listen to these words passively. Absorb them into your very being. We are about to enter the hidden architecture of reality. By the end of this chapter, you will understand exactly why your hard work has not paid off. And you will discover the one hidden mechanism running in your brain right now that is blocking your wealth. You think you are losing your mind because your efforts yield nothing. But here is the truth no one tells you about wealth. You are not losing your mind. You are simply operating under a completely false paradigm that society designed for you. Let me explain this hidden law. You have been taught that money must be relentlessly chased, and you run after it every single day until your legs completely give out. But the universe operates through a very specific mechanism. It does not respond to your desperate pursuit. It responds exclusively to your internal frequency. When you chase something, you are subconsciously declaring that you do not have it. You are broadcasting a signal of profound lack to the universe, and the universe simply mirrors that exact lack right back into your daily reality. Now let me make this plain. There are two kinds of men in this world. The first is the drifter. The drifter allows his physical circumstances to dictate his everyday thoughts. When his bank account is empty, he feels poor and he speaks of poverty. He lets the external world program his internal state, and this is a fatal error that guarantees a lifetime of struggle. The drifter reacts to the economy. He reacts to the news, and he reacts to bad luck. He believes he is a victim of forces beyond his control. But the second type of man is the creator. The creator understands that the physical world is nothing but a delayed reflection of his mind, and he refuses to let current reality dictate his mental frequency. The creator dictates his reality from within. He acts as if he is already wealthy, even when his pockets are empty. He is the architect of destiny, because he knows that wealth is not something you chase down and capture, but rather something you naturally magnetize through your dominant vibrations. You do not get what you want in this life. You get exactly what you are. Stop what you are doing and listen to me. Truly listen. The difference between the drifter and the creator is entirely mental. It is not about intelligence or relentless physical labor. Millions of highly intelligent people work themselves into an early grave and still die completely broke because they lack control. The secret lies in the strict governance of your conscious attention. Your mind is a profound magnetic force. Every thought you hold with intense emotion creates a gravitational pull. The drifter uses this immense power to attract disaster. He focuses on his debts and he obsesses over his limitations. By doing so, he commands his subconscious to construct a reality of continuous financial failure. It is a tragedy of misused power. Understand this truth. The universe works by law and not by clock. It does not care if you are tired or if you feel you deserve a break. Gravity does not pause just because you are exhausted. The law of mental attraction operates exactly the same way. It is completely neutral, and it delivers precisely what you order through your dominant emotional state. So what is controlling your mind today? Is it fear, or is it a definite purpose? The sovereign commander of the mind refuses to entertain thoughts of lack. He builds a fortress against the anxiety of the masses. He knows that a single negative thought is a weed that can destroy his entire mental garden, so he guards his focus with absolute ruthlessness. You must adopt this exact level of ruthless discipline. You must stop looking at your current circumstances for validation. Your current bank balance is simply the harvest of seeds you planted years ago. It is old data. If you want a different harvest in 90 days, you must radically change the seeds you are planting today. You must change the root cause. The drifter looks at his empty wallet and feels despair. He allows that despair to generate more poverty. But the creator looks at the same empty wallet and feels nothing. He knows it is a temporary illusion. He turns his attention inward and focuses exclusively on his definite chief aim, generating the feeling of wealth before the wealth ever arrives. This is the mechanism of reality creation. It requires you to be completely delusional to the outside world. You must maintain your inner vision while everyone around you panics. People will call you crazy when you stop worrying about money. But you will understand that worrying is the exact action that keeps them trapped in their invisible cages of endless debt. Let us look at the architecture of a wealthy mind. It is built on absolute certainty. There is no hope and there is no wishing. Hoping implies that the outcome is uncertain and out of your personal control. The Creator does not hope for wealth. He commands it through his daily discipline, expecting it to arrive with the same certainty that he expects the sun to rise. Every single day, you face a choice. You can drift with the anxious masses, or you can build your internal empire. The drifter consumes endless entertainment to escape his miserable reality. The Creator consumes knowledge to design a better one. You cannot remain neutral in this war for your attention, because neutrality is just a slower path to failure and regret. You must become a ruthless gatekeeper. You must stand at the door of your mind and inspect every single thought that tries to enter. If a thought does not serve your ultimate financial goal, you must absolutely deny it entry. You must kill the doubts before they take root. This level of mental control is the true currency of the 1%. When you stop chasing money, a strange shift occurs. The desperation leaves your energetic signature. You become calm, and you become incredibly clear. And in that space of absolute calmness, your subconscious finally has the room to provide you with the exact ideas you need. It begins to show you the hidden doors that were always right in front of you. You now know the mechanism that separates the masters from the masses. The drifter will hear this truth and continue to complain about his lack of luck. He will return to his familiar suffering because it is comfortable. But the Creator will take this law and use it to forge a new destiny tonight. The choice between poverty and power is entirely yours. Let us look to the example of Andrew Carnegie. He arrived in this country with absolutely nothing in his pockets. He had no formal education. He possessed no powerful connections. Yet he built the largest steel empire in human history because he understood a profound secret. He knew that physical reality is entirely subordinate to mental architecture. How did a man with no money command such immense wealth? It was not luck. He used a specific mental protocol that you can replicate tonight. Carnegie understood that the human mind is a powerful transmitter of energy. He focused his thoughts with terrifying intensity on a single definite aim, and he held that vision until the world had no choice but to conform. People called him a rare genius. They assumed he possessed some biological advantage that they lacked. But modern neuroscience has completely shattered that old myth. Science now proves that the exact mechanism Carnegie used is available inside your head right now. Your brain is a highly programmable machine waiting for explicit instructions from its master. This is not philosophy. That is law, like gravity. Let me introduce you to the reticular activating system. It is a bundle of nerves at the base of your brainstem. This complex system acts as a universal filter for all the information surrounding you. Every single second, millions of data points are trying to enter your awareness, but this filter blocks them. Your brain would overheat if it processed everything. So the reticular activating system only lets in what you tell it is important. And how do you tell it what actually matters? You instruct it through your dominant emotional thoughts. If you constantly worry about crushing debt, your filter will actively search your environment for more proof of your poverty. The drifter programs his filter with fear. He complains about the terrible economy. He stresses about his lack of daily resources. Therefore, his brain physically blinds him to lucrative opportunities. He could walk right past $1 million idea and never even see it. His mind is literally coded to ignore wealth because he told it to focus on survival. But the architect of Denny operates differently. He commands his filter by holding a clear image of abundant wealth. He feels the reality of success long before it happens. When you do this consistently every day, your brain begins to scan the environment for resources and connections that match your new frequency. You start seeing hidden opportunities everywhere. This brings us to the science of neuroplasticity. Your brain is not a static organ. It is a dynamic living network that changes shape based on how you use it. Every time you hold a thought, a specific pathway of neurons fires together in your deep brain. And science proves that neurons that fire together will eventually wire together permanently. You have spent many years wiring your brain for failure. You have carved deep mental highways of self-doubt and anxiety. But you can tear down those old roads and build completely new ones. Neurologists have discovered that it takes roughly 90 days of sustained focus to completely rewire these neural pathways. You can literally rebuild your mind in 3 months. In exactly 90 days, you can establish a new baseline frequency. Your brain will form thick, new connections dedicated entirely to wealth creation. The old pathways of fear will physically wither away from total lack of use. This is the accelerated path to abundance. It is a biological certainty if you maintain strict discipline over your daily focus. Let us look at another titan of history. Think of Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times while trying to invent the light bulb. The masses laughed at his wild ideas. A drifter would have quit after the first 10 failures, blaming his lack of funding or bad luck. But Edison did not see failure. He viewed every setback as valuable data, pointing him toward the truth. Edison maintained absolute control over his internal state. He refused to let external defeat lower his mental frequency. He knew that his subconscious mind was a tireless contractor. He went to sleep every night, commanding his mind to find the solution, and eventually his brain delivered the exact blueprint needed to illuminate the entire world. These men were not mystical gods. They were simply masters of their own mental hardware. They understood that the universe responds to relentless conviction. You possess the exact same neurological equipment as Carnegie and Edison. The only difference is the software you are currently running. You are running a corrupted program installed by a fearful society. But you are the sovereign commander of your mind. You have the ultimate authority to uninstall that program tonight. You do not need a lucky break. You do not need a wealthy family or a sudden lottery win. You only need to take radical ownership of your reticular activating system. You must train it to seek out abundance with absolute precision. The first few weeks will be incredibly difficult. Your old neural pathways will fight hard for their survival. Your mind will try to pull you back into comfortable anxiety. It will whisper that this is useless and that you should just accept your average life. This is the exact moment where the 1% push forward while the 99% surrender. You must expect the fierce resistance. When the doubt creeps in, you must recognize it as the death rattle of your old self. It is a powerful sign that the reprogramming is actually working. You must double down on your grand vision. You must command your focus back to your definite aim with the cold calmness of a seasoned general directing his troops. You are building an empire in the invisible season. No one else will see the hard work you are doing inside your own head. They will only see the explosive results 90 days from now. They will call you lucky. They will say you had an unfair advantage. but they will never understand the silent war you won against your own limitations. You now understand the science of your own power. You know that wealth is a biological and physical inevitability when your mind is properly directed. The drifter will hear this science and still do absolutely nothing. The builder will use it as his ultimate weapon. So how do you begin this transformation? Now we must make this highly practical. Now we are getting close to the thing you can actually do. Theory is completely useless without absolute physical application. You already know the deep science of your own mind. But how do you operate this complex mental machine every single day? You need a precise protocol to follow. The Creator does not leave his daily routine to random chance. He operates on a strict set of daily rituals designed to bend reality. Let us begin with the first vital step of your transformation. You must define your ultimate target today. The universe responds to exact clarity. It completely ignores vague wishes like wanting more money or wanting to be happy. You must take a pen and write down your definite chief aim. Be ruthlessly specific about the exact amount of wealth you command. Do not hold back your massive ambition. Write down the exact date you will finally acquire this wealth. You must also write down exactly what you intend to give in return for this massive success. This piece of paper becomes your binding contract with the universe itself. Read it every morning and every night. Treat this personal tradition as something truly sacred. Say this aloud every single morning to yourself. I am the absolute master of my financial fate. Let the vibration of these words rewire your mind. But creating new pathways is only half of the battle. You must also starve the old pathways of fear and doubt. This requires a process of ruthless elimination. You must practice cosmic housekeeping immediately. Cut out the negative news and the toxic conversations. Stop associating with drifters who constantly complain about the bad economy. Their poverty frequency is highly contagious and deadly. Now comes the most important turning point of your day. The 15 minutes before you fall asleep dictate your entire tomorrow. Your subconscious is a tireless contractor. It builds exactly what you instruct it to before sleep. If you go to sleep stressing about unpaid bills, your mind spends the next 8 hours building a reality of deep scarcity. You literally program your own failure while you rest. You must hijack this mechanism tonight. Turn off your phone and all glowing screens completely. Sit in total silence and close your eyes. Picture the exact wealth you wrote down on your sacred contract. Do not just see it as a distant movie playing in your head. Step into the vision and feel the overwhelming relief of financial freedom right now. Feel the texture of the money in your hands. This specific mental state is your direct line to the universe. As you drift toward sleep, your brain enters the theta wave frequency. This is the precise moment when the door to your deep subconscious swings wide open. Plant your definite chief aim directly into this fertile soil. Command your mind to manifest the solution while your body sleeps peacefully. The contractor will go to work instantly. Before you even step out of bed, take control of your morning. Do not reach for your phone to consume the news. The consumer waits and reacts to the world. The Creator decides and initiates his day. Spend the first 5 minutes of your morning visualizing your definite chief aim. Feel the immense gratitude for the wealth that is already making its way to you. Establish your dominance over the day early. When negative thoughts invade your mind during the day, you must attack them. Treat them like parasites trying to steal your future wealth. Replace them instantly with your powerful affirmation. Say it quietly to yourself whenever fear tries to take root. I act as if nothing is impossible because nothing is when I believe. This constant mental pivot will accelerate your financial transformation massively. When you step outside, the real test begins. You must act as if the wealth is already yours. This does not mean spending money you do not have on foolish things. It means walking with the cold calmness of a sovereign commander. The drifter panics when a sudden obstacle appears in his path. The builder sees the exact same obstacle as a necessary stepping stone toward his ultimate victory. You will face heavy resistance during these 90 days. The external world will test your new frequency repeatedly. Your bank account might look exactly the same for the first few weeks. This is where most average people fail and quit. They look for immediate proof and lose their faith when the money does not fall from the sky. But you understand that the universe works by absolute law. Every single seed requires a period of dark gestation underground. Your new mental programming is growing massive roots right now. Do not dig up the seed to check if it is growing. Trust the invisible process with your entire heart. Keep watering it with your nightly rituals and your unshakable daily focus. The harvest will arrive exactly when your frequency completely aligns with your grand desire. You are literally becoming a magnetic force for abundance. The drifter waits for circumstances to change before he changes his mind. But you force the circumstances to change by mastering your internal world first. This is the ultimate power of the 1%. They control their attention with an iron fist. They refuse to let society dictate their emotional baseline. You belong to this elite group now. Do not just listen to this lesson and return to your old habits. That is the path of endless suffering. Commit to this 90-day protocol with everything you have. Write your chief aim today. Guard your sleep tonight. Walk like a king tomorrow. You are the architect of your destiny. No one is coming to save you because you already possess the ultimate power to save your own life. This daily discipline is simple but incredibly demanding. It requires you to slay the victim inside your head every single morning. The old you will scream for attention and comfort. Let that weak version of yourself starve to death. Feed only the creator within. Step fully into the light of your own immense potential. Now you face the ultimate crossroad of your life. You have heard the universal law of wealth. You now know that every excuse you ever made was just a shadow. The time for mindless drifting is officially over. You must look at yourself in the mirror and make a brutal assessment. The world is waiting not for a perfect version of you, but for a disciplined thinker who refuses to be broken by fear. You must tell yourself that the old chapter is completely finished today. There will be no more small thinking in your life. You will no longer play the victim to a system that feeds on your anxiety. You must ruthlessly kill the version of yourself that accepted poverty. That weak man who blamed the economy and complained about his bad luck must die today because his time is up. There is no neutral thought in this entire universe. Every thought is either pushing you forward or pulling you back into the dark. It is either moving you toward absolute freedom or reinforcing your heavy bondage. If you walk away from this profound lesson and change absolutely nothing about your routine, you are actively choosing your own financial prison. You are volunteering to stay at the very bottom. You are one firm decision away from incredible momentum. You are one core belief away from profound clarity. But that massive shift will never happen unless you command it into existence. You cannot sit around and wait for the perfect moment to begin your journey. Hesitation is the ultimate death of a glorious destiny. The universe demands your absolute certainty before it hands over the keys to the kingdom. These next 90 days will be a silent war for your mind. Your old programming will scream for your attention every single day. It will beg you to return to the comfortable misery that you always knew. But you will never listen to those weak whispers again. You will stand firm as the sovereign commander of your mental fortress, and you will guard your daily focus with your very life. The average consumer waits endlessly for outside circumstances to change. The true creator forces reality to bend to his disciplined mind. You are the masterful architect of your own glorious destiny. You do not ask the world for riches like a beggar. You command them through unshakable faith and relentless daily repetition. You give your deep subconscious its daily work before you sleep, and you trust completely that the universe shall deliver the perfect harvest. You did not click this video by some random accident. You came here as a man exhausted by the endless drift. You were completely tired of playing the victim to outside circumstances. But today you have remembered exactly who you are at your core. You are the fierce mental gatekeeper of your own powerful thoughts. From this night forward, you act entirely independently of motivation because you are a true builder in the invisible season of wealth. Stand up and claim your rightful throne in this world. The physical world has absolutely no choice but to bend to your disciplined mind. Never again let a negative thought decide your financial future. When the heavy doubt creeps in, you crush it instantly. You replace it immediately with the overwhelming feeling of total financial victory. You walk and talk as if your massive success is already a concrete reality today. Wealth is never chased down by the desperate and the anxious. It is naturally magnetized by the calm and the incredibly certain. You are now a highly powerful magnetic force for abundance. The immense money you desire is already looking for you right now. It is simply waiting for your internal frequency to match its high vibration. Maintain your high frequency despite the current reality and watch how quickly the physical world aligns with your grand vision. Let the 99% complain about their daily struggle. Let them fight over the scraps while they ignore the universal laws of creation. You belong to the elite 1% of highly conscious creators now. You understand that true lasting wealth is generated in the silent hours of the night. It is built entirely in those quiet moments before sleep, when you perfectly program your tireless mental contractor for wealth. Remember your sacred mental ritual every single evening without fail. Do not let a single night pass without visualizing your definite chief aim. Repetition is the only real language your deep subconscious mind truly understands. Read your grand contract with the universe out loud every morning. Say those important words with raw power and deep emotion. Feel the intense vibration of those words restructuring the very architecture of your physical brain. There is absolutely no backup plan for this massive mission. A backup plan is just an open door for failure to sneak right back in. You must permanently burn all the safe bridges completely behind you. Decide today that you will either achieve financial freedom or you will die trying. That precise level of intense emotional commitment is exactly what separates the Grand Masters from the endless sea of weak drifters. The time for passive learning is over and done with. The time for absolute ruthless execution begins right this very minute. Tonight, as you close your eyes, you must make a final, lasting choice. Will you return to the chaotic misery of the average masses? Or will you step fully into the quiet, immense power of the elite few? The powerful universe is listening closely to your daily frequency, so you must make your profound decision right now. If you are ready to completely command your destiny, seal your decision right this second. Write your 90-day commitment in the comments below right now. Do not just think about it silently in your head. Write the exact powerful words down for the world to finally see. Let those words be the ironclad contract you sign directly with the universe today. Make your sacred vow incredibly public, and let the powerful energy of your bold commitment solidify your new financial reality. This deep psychological knowledge is incredibly heavy and powerful. It will not serve you if you hear it once and let it fade away. The subconscious mind requires massive daily repetition to build a completely new world. Therefore, I command you to listen to this profound lesson again and again. Play it as you sleep, and let it overwrite your old poverty programming entirely. Subscribe to this channel if you completely refuse to live an average life. Share this vital lesson with the brother who is building an empire alongside you. Make these high principles the only voice you tolerate in your own head. Your completely new life begins in this exact beautiful moment. You are the absolute master of your own financial fate. You are the great architect of your massive success, so go out into the world and build your powerful empire today.